There you are.
Huh, you again. I wondered if you'd catch up with me.
Yeah, I finally did catch up with you. Say, what's the big idea about that exploding cigar, anyhow?
Wouldn't my cigar? A friend of mine gave me that. I didn't know it'd blow up.
So what'd you run off for, then?
If you'd seen the look on your face. Look, I got enough trouble. I don't need any more. Why don't you just relax and have something to eat with me? Got a nice desert gopher on the fire if you want something good.
I think I'll pass. Take a drink, though.
Yeah, I got some whiskey. Just happen to have a $5 bottle of whiskey with your name on it.
$5. Mm-mm.
Nah, it's okay. I already drank out of it.
Huh. Where'd you get this?
I don't know. Somewhere. That's particularly good whiskey. I hope you can appreciate it. I know it's good. I made it myself. Ha! I was just kidding. I didn't make it. I'll go on. Have a swig. See?
Good stuff. Hey, your dinner's on fire.
Oh shit. Still good. Saved it. Saved it. You sure you don't want some of this?
Ugh. Ugh.
Sure you don't want some of this?
Hmm.
So I never did catch your name.
Joe. Joe Wilkins.
Um, Mind if I ask where you're from?
Oh, no. Living in Pecos, but originally from Bluffton.
So how'd you get out to Arizona?
Well, that's a long story. It's a tale as old as time, you know. I was living in Bluffton. Hold on.
This is good. Bluffton, huh?
Well, I was living in Bluffton, living with my pa, until I was about 6 years old. And a bunch of raiders raided the town, killed all the town folk. I was the only one left. I was sitting in a house, me as a little kid. A passerby came by and picked me up, took me in under his wing, had me a stepbrother, raised me as a shopkeeper till I was about 12 or 13. That was a pretty good life. Counting potatoes, cutting paper, wrapping meat. Couldn't get much better than that. Well, then a bunch of raiders raided that town, burned down the shop, killed my father. My brother died 2 days later. He was in a fight with one of the raiders that burned down the shop. Got stabbed in the bar over a shot of whiskey. That boy couldn't hold his liquor. So I rebuilt the shop. It's the only thing I knew what to do. Dad had a good insurance policy. I tried to run the shop for a couple of years. Raiders came by and burned it down again. What was I gonna do?
Sounds like you had a lot of trouble with raiders.
Yeah, a lot of trouble with raiders. I picked up my belongings at that point and said, you know what? I need to change of pace. So I moved to Pecos. Tried to open up a shop in Pecos. Well, just a general store, like my father was running, you know? Turns out I'm not very motivated when there isn't enough raiders around to keep me motivated. The shop was a flop. So I just said, screw it. Decided to go travel around to help people out. Be a good person. Try to help them keep from suffering my fate from the raiders and all.
Like when you brought me that money.
Yeah. Well, that brought me to Pecos, so there I was.
Would you mind passing that bottle of whiskey over here?
Sure.
Thanks.
There you go. Your whiskey, anyhow. It's good whiskey. Tastes like apples.
That's apple whiskey. It's from Apple Annie.
Well, that explains it. Well, I was living in Bluffton. Living with my pa. Until I was about 6 years old. And a bunch of raiders raided the town. Killed all the town folk. I was the only one left. Was sitting in a house, me as a little kid. A passerby came by and picked me up. Took me in under his wing. Had me a stepbrother. Raised me as a shopkeeper till I was about 12 or 13. That was a pretty good life. You know, counting potatoes, cutting paper, wrapping meat. Couldn't get much better than that. A bunch of raiders raided that town, burned down the shop. Killed my father. My brother died 2 days later. He was in a fight with one of the raiders that burned down the shop. Got stabbed in the bar over a shot of whiskey. I knew what to do. Had a good insurance policy. I tried to run the shop for a couple of years. Raiders came by and burned it down again. What was I gonna do? Hey, you awake?
Huh? What?
All right, let's hear your story.
My story?
Come on, let's hear your story. Let's hear it.
My story? I fell in love with a Russian princess.
A Russian princess, huh?
Was in New York. That's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. I grew up rich. And I was at a grand ball. Met this lady. Most beautiful woman I ever saw. Turns out she was a princess. I fell head over heels for her. I thought she did me too, but I was wrong. She wouldn't let me for a prince. Huh. So I came out west to forget. Been roaming around out here for years now. You see this ring? Pure gold, genuine emerald.
And what are those holes in it?
It was a present from her. Used to belong to the King of Russia.
Yeah, but what about those holes?
Yeah, those holes. Well, there was a plaque on it. It said, Love Eternal, written in Russian. Of course, I pried that off and threw it out. Just like I wish I could throw this ring out. Been trying for years. There, I did it. Finally did it. Look, I'm real tired. Think I'll hit the hay. See you in the morning. Hey, you lose something?
Yeah. Yeah, I lost a nickel. Uh, I lost my damn nickel out here somewhere.
Lost a nickel, huh? Nickel. So where you headed to?
I'm thinking of going to Paris.
Paris? Paris, France?
No, Paris, New Mexico.
Look, I got a little shack not too far from here. If you need a place to hole up for a while.
Well, I could use a place to stay. All right, then.
Well, come on, it ain't too far from here. Let's go. Paris, New Mexico. Whoever heard of Paris, New Mexico? I'll have to Google that one.